thank you. Welcome to a fantastic night that we've got planned for you here. Well, it's only an hour, really. My hour on Box Nation. Now, you know what? There's less than 30 days to go until we hear the first bell for this.
Now there was a time when you loved me so. See, I've been a bad man, and I'm in deep. Yeah. So how you like me now? 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 How you like me now?
July 14th, David Haye, Derek Del Boy Chisora. Now, it's a tenner to subscribe to Box Nation, but there will be a subscription fee closer to the date, and the reason for that is quite simple, okay? It's only going to be a small fee, but there will be a subscription fee. And as I say, the reason for that is quite straightforward and quite simple. If you look back in history, the great fights that we've had, even in America 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, and certainly in this country, the big fights that have been pay-per-view, admittedly, not subscription-based, there's always been a problem. It gets messy in the days before and on the night especially. So subscribe earlier, get in earlier, avoid the additional fee, pay your tenner for your month. Don't find yourself stuck, stranded, screaming at me on Twitter, sending me aggressive and nasty emails. Not that I'm against aggressive and nasty emails. I don't like it when I get nice ones, to be perfectly honest with you. And because this fight is starting to heat up. We're getting closer. We're going to have a brilliant set of 4 films coming out as the weeks get closer, the days get closer, and the hours tick away. But to kick that off, to kick that kind of build-up off, we're going to a beautiful interview that I did. I'm not saying it's beautiful because I did it. It's just a beautiful interview with a man, a great man, actually, a really great man, a guy called Mick Carney, who worked with David from the age of 10 or 11. At the Fitzroy Lodge. Now, back in 2009, just a month or so before David was due to challenge Vladimir Klitschko at Gelsenkirchen, when already 60-odd thousand seats had sold, I popped down to the Fitzroy Lodge in Lambeth and had a chat with Mick Carney. This footage has never been seen before. In fact, Jim Bentley just found it in the shed at the end of his garden. Anyway, here's what happened when I went to see Mick to talk about David Haye. Mick, how old was David when he first walked into the gym?
I don't know, about 11. He was only a baby then.
There's those lovely pictures of him with an afro.
Yeah, and then he had his first fight when he was 11. Very uncanny little kid. He was all like a Bambi. He was all legs and all arms and everything. In fact, he had to pack up for a while because he had these growing pains of his knees and his elbows and all that, but
well, he was about 13 or something,
yeah,
wasn't
yeah, and then gradually filled out.
When did he start to sort of bulk up or start to look the way he does now?
Around 16, 17, because he was going to box Tony Dodson around 11 stone when he was 17. He got pneumonia. In the final. So he started, around 11 stone. Then he went up at 81, and he was always holding 81. I was really surprised that he went up after that, because he done 81 without a problem.
He's always been a bit of a character in and around the gym, in the sense of, you know, showing up, not showing up, training different hours.
Yeah, you know, I remember one night I said he was such a pain in the arse that I said, don't say anything to him tonight, let him train, no one said a word. And he spent all night long and he didn't realise that nobody gave him any instructions. He come in, he'd done his bandage, hit the ball, walked round, had a chat, didn't dream, and the next day I said, do you realise no one spoke to you? Really? Yeah, I noticed that. I said, didn't mean anything. Not really. He hadn't even fucking dawned. Nobody said hold your hands up or hit the rope. He's just happy in his own world, floating around.
Just carried on.
Yeah. But always wanted to fight.
But yeah, always wanted to fight. But it could be frustrating if you're training him. You know, the fighter that can show up or not show up.
Pain in the arse. Most talented kid ever to come in the lodge, and the laziest. Without doubt, the laziest. He had more tricks than evidently used to hide in bushes when he went away with the England squad. He used to hide in the bushes. How can you hide from going running? And then once I checked on him, I said, "You've been running?" He went, "No." I said, "Why not?" He went, "Oh, all those tugs on the river." I said, "What, the river? Tugs?" As though it's belching out fumes all on the south bank. He always had an excuse why not to do it. But he could fight. That's the other thing. I remember sparring with David Starry, just floating around. All of a sudden, David Starry on the chin, and David Starry's wobbling, and he's looking at me and says, "David, what are you doing? He's a British champion."
This is about when David Starr was about to fight Joe Calzaghe or something.
Fucking think, God almighty, and that's how he was. He didn't realise. Didn't go out there to do it, just naturally powerful.
Well, you mentioned something there, you said he just loved to fight, and this is what I think some people don't quite understand about him,
Oh,
is
yeah.
he just loves to fight.
He really wants to be, you know, he's coming across as a bit, this arrogant look, which ain't him really,
No.
that's all the facade. David had a few mates, he never had a big entourage of mates. I think he had 3 or 4 friends, really close, and that was him, and he's kept him around him. There's still a couple of guys who still see him. But he's come across there, and I know people think he's a bit arrogant, and he's not really arrogant. He's in his own little world.
But the big thing is, it's when he climbs through the ropes, that's his comfort zone, that's where he likes
seen him, Steve. God, he really likes hurting people. I remember when he went up and he battered a Ukraine who put his head through the ropes, and he leant through with him and done him. That's a guy
in
through the ropes.
Liverpool.
He had some of that. 17, really wanted it. A Russian when he was 17 at the Royal Lancaster. Got hold of him, bam, all over him. Really wanted it. Whereas another kid would be doubting his own ability.
Yeah.
Believes in his own ability. The only thing that's a real raw, it's not a class performance when he goes into that gear, you know.
Yeah.
Real top class fighters normally slip in that gear.
No, he just
Not
goes.
It's and you know that someone's going to go. Normally the other person.
I mean, when he was younger, he was still the same way, so he was 12 or 13.
Yeah.
If he was even a good kid, he would still be the same way, I want to fight.
I remember he boxed at the Marriott Hotel, boxed a kid out at St Pancras who turned pro. Haye. Frightening, the shot he done him with, absolutely frightening. Real uppercut, and the guy went down, really frightening. Really done the guy, but you know, he was always fighting men, David. When you think he boxed a kid down there in the lodge, it's on his YouTube, a kid called Walcott, a real seasoned fighter. It's sat about him. Really, you know, not I'll have a look this round or that round, gloves on, let's get out there. Really always wanted to get hold of somebody. I'm surprised that as an international, he didn't do as well as he should have done.
Yeah. He fell asleep a couple of times. He fell asleep in Houston.
Yeah.
He didn't throw a punch when he lost to the eventual winner.
I think floating around with Audley was it?
Yeah.
Weren't the best.
Yeah.
Best thing.
Two laid back fellas.
Yes,
He needed someone up with geeing him up.
And he let
Kick
it go. He boxed at the Hilton with a yank, and he never.
Didn't ever go there. Remember that?
Yeah, you know, a couple of odd glimpses, which wasn't him at all.
Yeah.
Because you know, he's always up for it, and that's all he wants to do is knock people out. Which ain't a bad thing in a fighter, is it?
That's preferably big Ukrainians. Yeah, David Haye there, Derek Chisora. Saturday the 14th of July, live from Upton Park. As I say, subscribe early, avoid a subscription fee, a small additional fee.